That's why I managed to stay single this whole time, you know?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
You are fake news.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
No, God!
So you're telling me there's a
God,
chance?
please, no! No! No!
Well, why don't you cry about it?
Saddlebags?
You can't handle the truth.
Are you sober now?
No, yeah. I'm never, but I'm
That's what she said.
Nuts. Got him. Got him.
You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You fucking goddamn fucker. That's the best mic check ever. Hello.
Hello.
So if you guys didn't notice, can't notice, and I hope that you can't, all of my equipment, even my ashtray, is covered in dust from building this wall behind us. But the set is technically complete. Well, the building is complete, but the actual setup is not. So, guys, this is episode 45, live, coming to you. No longer at the High Sierra Tattoo Co. This is the fort. This is the hideout. This is the Lion's Den, the Bat Cave. We got Sheldon with us. If you guys have seen the show, you probably have seen Sheldon before. He's just going to hang out. He's going to smoke a cigar. He's going to have a nice little drink. And he's had a long day. He's been working hard. And now let's get closer, bro. You scared? Okay. So anyway, this is the set. What do you think, Shelly? It's kind of cool, huh?
That's nice.
So this is episode 45 of the Q&A. You guys
like it.
Ask me anything and I answer. And I'm going to do my best to get Sheldon to answer, although he likes to try to not answer. So if you guys have a question for us, that's what this is about. You ask questions, we'll answer them. And if you want to direct them specifically to one of us, or even Sheldon, then do so. And enjoy with us, guys. If you have your drink, let's go. Let's do this, Shelly. If you have your drink, we got ours. Do a good show. Join us. Let's have a good time. That's nice. Wow, that's almost caramely.
Yeah, what is it?
I don't know, but it's fucking good. I think it's Knob Creek. And this is a really nice cigar. This is strong. Let's see if I can finish this one today.
Yeah, I made a mistake. What's the proof on Knob Creek?
Knob Creek's like, I don't know, probably 70 max.
70 or 80?
Yeah, something like that.
Because I bought a bottle the other day, and I drank it. It was
100?
100, and I ended up getting sick.
That's what happened to Ian. He was fucking drinking 120 proof. Getting drunk on the show. Getting wasted on the show. Not cool.
I didn't realize what the proof.
All right,
until the
so
next day.
we got some of you guys on here. Brody, what's up? Thanks for joining us. Finally home time to relax and watch this amazingness. Ask your questions, guys, if you like. Some questions have already been submitting on Facebook and Instagram, so we'll get to those. Christy, hello. Dambria, Ashley. Some regulars here. This is awesome. Kimmy, what's up? The countdown has ended. That Aussie sound is my favorite. I fucking am so with you. That's probably the best one.
Are you sober now?
No, yeah. I'm never, but
That's so good. That's so good. Mom saying it's a great day to be alive. Hello, all. Hello, mother. Love you. It's good to see you on here. I wonder if we have our sound effects. Let me make sure I got it. Am I set up here? What's going on? There we go. There we go. What's up, Mom? Mom's in the house. Christy, hello. I love seeing everybody communicate in the comments. It's kind of cool. Christy saying Canada Dry Diet Ginger Ale Hardcore. Man, I hope you're sitting down and you have nowhere to go tonight. So, Rochelle's on here. What's up, Shelly? Good to have you. You joined us. Mom's saying Ian was smashed. Hopefully he made it to Hawaii. He did.
He did.
Yeah, he made it to Hawaii, and everything's cool. Everything's cool, and he made it to Hawaii. Let's see here. So, guys, this is the Q&A. This is episode 45. I'm actually kind of shocked every time I say the numbers. It just seems like more and more and more, and it's really cool because all of us are becoming naturals at this. You're getting pretty good at this. You're becoming more natural than you ever expected.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a smoky ass room. Yeah, I do actually. I'm gonna hook this up in a minute. Okay, so with the Q&A, guys, we like to get to the comment section. We like to keep it spicy. You already all know that. With that being said, we have some Facebook questions, but you guys feel free to ask them here as well. It's just a general Q&A. I'm going to start off the conversation with whiskey and cigars. Most of the people watching this are women, so I'm assuming there's not a whole lot of whiskey, cigar drinking, and smoking, but maybe there are. I don't know. I would like to find out what your guys' take is on it. What do you think about it? Some people like it, some people don't, some people do it, some people don't. Some people fucking hate it. Like the girls at the shop fucking hate when I do this.
Yeah. They always complain, don't they? The next day.
Always. This did not go out already.
Not mine.
No way. That's impossible. We just lit this bad boy. Brody's saying that the set looks good. Thank you. Actually, it looks really cool. Smoky, too. It'll be hard to handle, but it'll be all right. And thank you, Ashley. That's sweet of you. She said Sheldon and Joshua are looking handsome as ever.
All right.
Kim says smoke looks good with the lighting on the walls. This is great. This is super fun. This is going to be a chill episode. This is going to be me and...
They didn't say me.
Well, you know, good enough, though. Good enough, though. Close enough. She said both of us. She kind of... It's like she meant both of us, right? Okay, let me take a look here at the questions that were submitted. Let's go. Okay, here we go. All right. So the first question, this is going to be probably... I think this will be interesting. What would you say to someone you expected to be there during a tragic loss, but they gave you BS? So, well, I'm not going to say any names. What would you say to someone who you expected to be there during a tragic loss, but they gave you BS?
Bullshit.
They gave you bullshit? Like they BS'd you? Yeah. Like they bullshitted you?
They gave you the runaround.
What would you say to someone you expected to be there during a tragic loss, but they gave you BS? If I'm reading that correctly, that's easy to answer. What would you say to him, Shelley?
It's disappointing, first of all,
yeah,
but
super disrespectful.
But people have lives too, you know. You never know what's going on.
Now, let me say this first. I don't know who. I'm not going to say who sent this. I'm surprised that went out that fast. That's weird. We just bought these cigars and we didn't let them acclimate. People usually recommend you let them sit in your humidor for a couple of weeks. I don't got that kind of time. I'm going to smoke them. But that's a good question. We're getting in it real deep, real quick. What would you say to someone you expected to be there during a tragic loss, but they gave you BS? I wouldn't say anything. I would accept that that was a true sign of what you mean to them. And although that sucks and it hurts and you don't always like it, it's reality and it's true. If somebody cared about you and they were worried about you, I would say that that's a pretty good sign that they're not for you and you're not for them. It doesn't make it easy. I don't think that necessarily lessens the blow, but I was going to say lessens the load, but that's not it. Anyway.
Softens?
Mm-hmm. Softens the blow. So what would I say? I would say nothing, but also I would have to add this. I've heard of people pissed before because somebody, they didn't receive the support they wanted from their family and friends after a tragic experience. But also, some people expect that we're watching their Facebook. Some people expect that we're just like, I'm sitting there observing you and know everything about your life because you post it. So did you reach out to that person and let them know what happened? Has somebody let them know what happened? Did you personally let them know that this thing is happening? maybe that's a good way to get a better response instead of waiting for the world to grovel at your feet because you're in pain. People don't care typically. It's unfortunate, that you find out the hard way, but it's just reality. So that's that's a deep one right away. Have you ever experienced that, Shelley? You have.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, everybody I care about is always there for me, I guess.
Yep. I think my mom said it best right now. She said, I'm more disappointed when I have expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And it's not that you don't have expectations of yourself. People get that wrong. It's the expectations of others. I think that's where people go wrong. God, look at all this drywall dust all over my stuff. It was great. Write my initials on my computer. But I understand that. I feel that. I think that's legitimate. Brody just said, you guys look awesome. Yeah, and Ashley, exactly. She's agreeing with us. That's exactly it. So that's the unfortunate part is this person probably writing this is in a state of emotion and is feeling, touched by it, rightfully so. But it's a harsh reality. I've definitely experienced it before where you thought somebody who was there close to you would be there for you in a time of need, and they aren't. And it's just reality. It's just the way it works. Those people. Now, if you have somebody's close to you, like my family, when something goes awry in life, they're there for you instantly. There's no question. There's no checking up on somebody. It's straight up like, what are we going to do to pull together? So some people have that. Unfortunately, some people don't.
You know you people are.
Yep, and sometimes you have to find out the hard way. So that's the answer to that. Kim says it's simple. You can't expect someone to do something. That's right, exactly it. Okay, next one. This would be a good question for both of us. Have you ever used a 45 mag? A 45 Magnum?
Bullet, or is that a needle size?
I don't know. I'm assuming
A
a
handgun?
45.
Of course.
So
It's
if this said person is asking this because I can tell, I know who this is, I would just say, if you're saying a 45 Magnum, I wouldn't, if I were you, if this is your first time using said 45. If you're looking for something to
male or
carry,
female? Yeah, I'd definitely get smaller and cheaper. There's cheaper rounds out there than 45.
45 is very expensive.
9 millimeters is a great round. Cheap.
It is. And it's very effective at the ranges in which you're probably going to
At a
need,
fraction, too.
Yeah, exactly. Less than $1 a round, as opposed to 45 is going to be a couple bucks. So if you're going to do practice, see, the thing is, I'm just going to go with the fact that she's asking about firearms.
I'm assuming. Is there a 45 mag needle?
I don't know, but there's I use 27s and 32s, so maybe.
Is that just as many needles as there are?
No, that's as many
Quantity?
that's as many as I use. That's my limit. I don't.
32?
37 is my biggest. That's the biggest I go, which is pretty fucking big. It's like as wide as your pinky nail. It's a big needle. But have I ever used? She's saying have I ever used 45? Yes. But if somebody's asking this for concealed carry or some sort of practice, and it's their first firearm, for example, I would say not a good idea for a few reasons. Really, really expensive. You have to train to be able to be competent. You can't just have a firearm. You have to actually train in it appropriately. Otherwise, it's actually more harmful to you than it is good. So you have to train a lot, which means you should probably put a good 1,000 rounds at least minimum in your gun before you even start thinking about handling it in a way for protection if you've never used one before. And that's pretty baseline. I would still say that's low. But think about it. 1,000 rounds times $2.50, say $2.50, maybe more.
It's expensive.
Yeah, that's going to be a couple grand just for the rounds that you're going to need to get, competent with this firearm. So I would just say it's maybe not the best one. And plus, I think the difference is ballistically between a 45 and something like a 9 for what you're using it for. I think everybody has their opinions. It's a long debate, but I think for what you're needing it for, it's probably fine.
Also with women, I always found that like a 380 is a good caliber for them, but which also fits in a 357, which is a heavier gun, so the recoil, if you shoot a 38 through a 357, the recoil is a lot easier on your wrist.
Yeah, because if you're going to conceal something and it's a 45, I'm not saying this for everybody, and I'm sure people always disagree, but if you're going to carry a 45 as a compact, that's a small gun to shoot a big round, and it's pretty much like a cannon. It's very hard to be accurate. It's very hard to be consistent, especially for depending on the firearm, depending on the person. That's usually pretty common.
It's fun though. It's a fun round.
It is really fun.
It's a fun round.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Okay, so we're getting some responses here. Heather saying 380, and I would agree. 380 is much more manageable, and I think it's what you need if that's what you're carrying. But again, it depends on who you are, where you live, what you're using it for. Really, the tool has to fit the job, right? Like the tool should fit the job. That's pretty true almost every time. So she's saying 43s and 9 millimeter are good.
The Glock 43.
Yeah, so that's good because I'm pretty sure like in all those they're going to come in like compact, subcompacts, and a subcompact 9 millimeter is going to be a lot better for most people in their hands than a 45 compact. That's going to be very hard. Oh wait, what is this? This is a lot. And AR-50s, all kinds of rifles and handguns. I don't exactly know how to respond to that, but I like those numbers. So people are agreeing with her too. Ashley's saying I agree. Heather's saying, oops, I like Justin's 45 better than my 380 to be honest, but it's way too big for an everyday carry. And that's the whole point is a 45 is just a lot. And you have to consider how many rounds are you carrying in a 45. If it's a handgun, it's compact. How many rounds do you have?
I think it's like 8.
Yeah, 8 rounds. Whereas if you have a 9 millimeter, how many in a compact gun? How many rounds can you have?
Well, 10 in California.
Legally, but you could carry.
You could get
in
like
a compact
15 round clip.
About 15, yeah. And so that's.
But it's extended. It hangs out the bottom of the gun.
But I'd rather have a bigger butt than barrel if I'm concealing.
Well, and then there's revolvers too. You know, you only get 5-6 rounds.
Yeah,
you know
I don't think very many people carry those too much anymore.
That's what Mom has.
Really?
Yeah. Hammerless.
Allegedly. So it's funny because Heather's saying she likes the 45 better. Yeah, I've all day long. But again, depends on what you're using it for. Damir said, got assault rifles and handguns for everyone in the family to have one each. Yeah, that's super important.
Perfect. I like her style.
Chrissy said, good advice. Brody, tattoo, cigars, whiskey, and firearms. What a great Wednesday. 100%. I totally fucking agree.
That's what she said.
Okay. I love the fucking buttons. I love the buttons.
You need to get bolts and holes on there.
Bolts and hose needs to be on here. Sheldon.
What's up?
What is so fun about having one night stands with robots?
She told me this the other day. I forgot the answer.
They nut, they bolt.
That's it. Nut and bolt.
Nut and bolt. Okay, let's go here. This is pretty long. Yeah, Diana's kind of responding to our first. Sorry to hear about your brother, but to our first response that a lot of times you just got to put people aside when they don't respond to you in times of need. You just got to accept that that's them showing you their true colors. Let's see here. AR-50 sniper. You want Mr. Target? AR-50? AR-50? Like 50 cal? Not AR. I'm not sure. My thoughts. Okay, so Kimmy, everybody's feeling for you, so that's awesome. She's getting some love here. That's awesome. Mom says I only carry my purse. You know, you put something heavy in there. Put something heavy in there.
A little dumbbell.
Brody's saying I want a revolver. What would be the benefit to having a revolver?
Safety features, probably.
Like
the trigger's harder to pull.
Trigger's hard to pull on the first round sometimes.
Yeah, so a lot of people
heavier.
A lot of people, you know, it depends your finger placement when you pull out your hand, you know what I mean? Your gun. You should know that you don't put on the trigger unless you're going to shoot it, you know what I mean? So but a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people shoot it out off the draw.
Yeah, you have to be really careful. You have to be really careful.
Especially if they got those, you know, they could set the I can't think of the word right now.
The trigger pull?
Yeah,
or the pressure?
Yeah, the
pounds.
pressure.
Yeah.
You can make it easier or harder to pull.
Yeah, it just depends. A lot of them are that way. A lot of firearms are that way. The first pull will be different ones are more than others, which is nice, so that you don't accidentally.
Dropper.
Yes, it's the chopper dropper. I guess I don't know what this means. Good to me. Okay. By the way, guys, if you guys have dad jokes, if you guys have jokes in general, and they don't necessarily get too out of hand, we love to hear them. Sheldon, you got any new ones? You always have them. You always, every time I see you, you're like super excited to give me that new one.
I can't remember them right now. Let me think about it.
Okay. Brody is saying no evidence. I don't know what that means. I guess I'm a little behind. I'm trying to pay attention to the comments, guys. Pardon me if I'm terrible at it.
You told them the glitter joke?
The glitter joke. You should tell him that one. That one's fucking good. I like that one. The glitter joke is good.
You didn't tell him? Did you hear about the guy who dipped his balls in glitter?
No.
Pretty nuts, huh?
I love that. That's so good. That's
Pretty
ridiculous. That's great. Thanks, guys, for joining us. That's the show. All right. We'll see you next. Just kidding. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like those jokes. All right. We're going to get to the next question. So since this is number 45 Q&A, let's get them rolling. This is from Facebook. This is good. People ask me this a lot because I try to push it out there a lot. This is like close to my heart here. If I could do anything every day tattoo-wise at work, it would be portraits. And so somebody's asking, next movie character portrait you want to do? Question mark. Sheldon, what do you think it is?
You want to do?
Yeah.
I know which one you've always wanted to do.
What?
Batman?
That's it. Yep. My bro knows me.
Batman.
I would say any Batman, but I really dig the new Batman a lot. I think aesthetically it looks really fucking cool. Yeah, he looks awesome. So I would love to get a chance to tattoo that. That would be really, really, really cool.
I think I like Affleck.
He looked badass. Yeah.
He's a big dude.
That's a good subject right there, the Batman subject, because
There's so many of them.
there's so many Batmans, and honestly, I've never seen anybody do as bad as George Clooney. He didn't look cool. He had fake nipples in his rubber suit. He was annoying. The only thing he had going for him was he was popular at the time.
He had fake nipples. Huh?
Yeah, did you see his suit? It had built-in nipples.
You would know.
Dude, it looks so stupid. Why does the suit have nipples? Fucking retarded. It's like, imagine you're wearing a shirt and it has built-in nipples.
I don't need them.
You get a leather vest for your motorcycle. It has built-in nipples.
All chafed.
Doesn't make any sense. I get shoulder pads because it was the 80s once, but nipples, no. That's never cool. So I didn't really care for that. But it wasn't a bad movie, that's for sure. Brody Jade saying, Michael and Robert, I'm fucking totally down with that. Michael Douglas should have been Batman. No, Michael Keaton. Sheldon said Michael Douglas. That's great. That's rich. That's great.
Can you even name them all?
What? All the Batmans?
Yeah.
Can I name them all? You know what? I wish I could.
Val Kilmer?
No, the very first one, I forget his name. The guy who played
Douglas.
the show. No. Remember the Batman show?
Oh, from the 50s.
Dude, that was so good. That shit was so good. I love that stuff. Ashley's agreeing. It did have fake nipples. It was terrible. No, I can't. This is just a cool subject. Batman's so cool. But I can't name the first Batman. I can't remember. Do you know what DC stands for, Shelley?
I did.
No, it stands for...
DC for comics or
Yeah.
DC for...
Yeah. For electrical currents?
No.
AC/DC?
I'm at Washington, D.C., but... no, I did. I can't remember right now. Something comics, right?
Yeah, Detective Comics.
Detective Comics.
Yep. Which was super cool. Yes, Brody's got it. Adam West. That dude was rad.
She Googled it.
She probably Googled
She
it.
Googled
No,
it.
she's a big Batman fan. I wouldn't doubt
Yeah.
that she knew it. But I do think that he was the best.
Blam.
It was so cool because it didn't need to be steroided out. It didn't have to be over the top. It was just fun.
Did you ever notice that all the bad guys, whenever it showed a bad guy, the screen was crooked?
Really? To make you feel uncomfortable?
I guess. Like, it's always
canter.
straight, except when it's a bad guy, it's crooked.
That's interesting. Did you know there was a ton of rules back then on how to portray bad guys on film? Like things you had to follow?
No. Like what?
You were never allowed to cross the boundaries of whether or not he was a bad guy. He had to be very clearly the bad guy. He couldn't be anything else. And he almost always had to wear black or dark. If he was a villain, it was like law, like cinema law that you had to, I'm totally sort of paraphrasing, but they're basically, you have to make it very distinctive that he's a bad guy and to not glorify him at all. He can't win. He can't be idolized. He can't be shown in any sort of favorable light whatsoever.
What about the Riddler? He was green, was he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, eventually. So the early days, they had to be black. Like they had to look basically, the cat burglars. But eventually they became more obviously loose with it, and now we have kind of both. Like Batman is kind of a bad guy in some of the new movies to some extent, time to time, and some of the characters are a little more realistic now, or at least let's say it's a little more realistic to our time. Evie's on here. Hi peeps, finally sitting to eat dinner. Awesome, we're having dinner together. This is our dinner. What do you think about this one?
I think it's delicious.
It's the 187. It's a little stronger than usual, but you like it? Mm-hmm. Sheldon can stomach it. These things can tend to get me. So that's the answer. That's a long answer to what next movie character would you like to tattoo? And that's it. It'd be Robert Pattinson's Batman, or really any fucking Batman, but that besides George Clooney. You know what? I would do that just for fun.
George?
just for fun. It's so stupid. If anybody asked me that, it'd be like asking for a tramp stamp of tribal. But can I get a tramp stamp? Can you tribal? I'd just laugh, but it'd be fun. Okay, let's see here. Shelly, what's your favorite fucking sound effect?
Yours?
Yeah, this one's mine.
Teacher asked me how I view lesbian relationships. Apparently 1080p full screen HD wasn't the right answer.
That's so good. That's so good.
I don't know. I like the Dumb and Dumber one, I think.
Yeah, there's a couple of those.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Well, why don't you cry about it? Saddlebags?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
That one?
Saddlebags, yes.
That's good.
So why don't you cry about it?
Yeah!
Ashley said if I do the tattoo, I have to do the nips. Yes, that'd be the coolest tattoo of just George Clooney's nipples in a Batman suit. What kind of world is this? What kind of world is this, guys?
A little cleavage.
Yeah, I never hurt nobody, but sometimes I guess it does. Maybe he uses them as weapons. Maybe little bats pop out. Those nipples, little bat nipples. Bat nipple rings. Fucking stupid. There's a good question. There we go. Let's answer that. Ready? What's Shelley's favorite movie? Do you have one?
I like Dumb and Dumber. That's been my favorite movie for a long time.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's no way that gets old.
Yeah, that's great.
No way that gets old.
Yeah!
There's a lot of good movies out there.
You know what? I have to categorize them though because there's so many good ones. Like, what's your favorite comedy? What's your favorite horror film? What's your favorite drama?
Yeah, correct.
But honestly, if there was a movie I had to watch one last time, it'd be Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah?
That would be it. Or I could just act out the whole fucking movie, I guess.
Yeah, I know it all. I know it all by heart.
That's so good though. That shit's so fucking good.
It's funny. Each time I watch it, it seems like you catch on something else.
Yeah.
Some new joke that you
Well,
never
like the
caught on.
the one where most people don't get this, but there's a part where he goes, he blamed me. You heard him. It was his last words after the dude dies from the rat poisoning.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, not if you count the gargling sound.
Yeah,
But if you remember his last words before he dies, do you know what he says? The guy who with the pills, what's his name? The fucking gas man.
Yeah,
Like, does anybody know what he said? The very last words Gas Man said in Dumb and Dumber.
Rat poison? Poison?
Nope.
No.
Because remember, he's all pills, and he's like all sweaty, and then he takes the pills and he looks at it, the guy holding them, and he says something.
I can't remember.
Right before he gargles, and he goes, "Not if you count the gargling noise." And see if anybody on here knows what the last thing he said was in that movie.
Step Brothers.
Ashley's saying that movie's legendary. I think you're talking about Dumb and Dumber, but we don't know.
Sure.
Brody said that's on her TV right now. Let's see here. Step Brothers is good. Step Brothers is good, but I think because I watched it while I was already so old in life.
That's a great one.
Yeah, but it's not like a classic from my childhood, you know what I mean? Where Dumb and Dumber's it. Okay, next question. This is coming from Facebook again. This is an interesting question, especially because Sheldon has some input on this one. The new machines, lighter than the traditional ones? Question mark. How is it on the arm/hand muscles? So the new tattoo machines, if you guys don't know, went from what's traditionally called coil machines to now rotary machines and pen-style rotary machines, which essentially have turned into just pen, like big fat Sharpie markers, essentially. She's asking, the new machines, are they lighter than traditional ones? Typically, yes, almost always lighter. And how's it on the arm/hand muscles? You've used a rotary pen before.
Just practicing a little bit.
Yeah, pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like the weight never feels like a problem, or the size of it's never been an issue.
No, they're nice. And then they're compatible with the batteries now, so it's all cordless.
Right.
which I've never tried, but I'm assuming it's nice.
It is. It's really, really cool. The battery part is fucking awesome. That saves actually a lot of energy in your back and super, super cool. What's interesting though, is she's saying, how's it on the hand/arm, which is a legitimate question, but I have to add something to that. I worked in construction most of my life since I was a little kid. My dad has been a carpenter his whole life. And I started working on job sites with him. By the time I was 10, 11, 12 years old, I was on job sites quite often. That being said, nobody ever asked me if my hand hurt. Nobody ever asked me if my back hurt. When I was in construction work, nobody ever said a word about, oh, doesn't that hurt your back? Oh, doesn't that hurt your hand? And I'm not blaming these people for asking these questions about tattoo machines. I just find it interesting that they think holding a 9-ounce, 10-ounce machine while sitting in an air-conditioned room with a fridge full of cold drinks and music on in the shade, essentially, indoors, they ask. I'm not trying to rag on the question. It's just a good time for me to bring this out. Nobody fucking ever asked. Nobody ever asked.
Don't you get hand cramps?
Tattooing?
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, I get it. Just drawing or writing. Or...
Drawing sometimes does it, but when you tattoo long enough, no, you're not going to have that. Anything new you do that's totally different than usual, you're going to have some issues right away, but you'll get over it quick. But you're swinging hammer and sledgehammers and working in construction and shoveling shit and breaking things all day and building things, breaking things and building things. That being said, nobody fucking ever once asked me, doesn't that hurt you? Doesn't that hurt your hand? Doesn't that hurt your back? Doesn't that whatever? And I just thought it was ironic because they just expect it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what that's about, but I don't know.
You, it's your neck, right? Looking down all day?
Yeah, sitting like this all day long, tattooing, has become such an issue. So having to pull back on that, unfortunately, more than I used to have to. But you know, age is just a number until it hurts your back. Danbury is saying, any plans for Easter / church, etc. Plans for Easter? Actually, I don't have any plans. Just work. I had a dream about Easter. My family came to visit, and they're all hanging out. And I showed up. We had dinner. We barbecued, and then I left to go to work. And everybody's like, "Dude, it's Easter." I'm like, "Yeah, and I'm gonna fucking go get some."
It was a dream.
It was a dream. But that's how I do live lately. I mean, that's how my life's pretty much been. Do you have Easter plans?
Well, I got invited to a friend's, but other than that, nope, not really.
To me, it's just work right now.
Well, we're going up to, on Saturday, we're celebrating it in Wonder Valley, actually.
That's cool.
Tri-tip.
Beautiful up there.
Oh, yeah, it's nice.
Especially during Easter.
Right now, like those pictures I was showing you, that was right past that, all that greenery.
Just so green up there.
So green right now.
I love Easter because it's, obviously during spring. And it's cool to hide the eggs in the green grass, like when you're kids especially, or just watching your kids do it.
The golden egg.
Yeah. Does everybody do the golden egg? Does anybody not do the golden egg?
The silver egg.
Does anybody do the golden egg? Does anybody not do the golden egg? Does anybody not know what the golden egg is? What was your golden egg?
No, we didn't have it. My aunt used to do it, but she put about 150 eggs out there, and there's probably, I bet you there's at least $100 in the eggs.
Yeah. But
it's basically for all the kids.
There was a $100 bill in one of ours when we were little. This is like in the 80s, I think, which is kind of crazy. It's like $1,000.
Yeah. Well, then they'll be like, they'll make little fucking tags or whatever, and it'll have a number on it, and then you take that in, and then she has like big prizes. So whatever number that is, you get this big old fucking egg,
right?
With Peeps and
I think it's cool.
Chocolates and I don't know. You like Peeps?
I'll eat them.
You like the new Pepsi? Peepsy?
Dude, I'll fucking eat a Pepsi Peep. I've never heard of them, no, but I would eat those.
It's a new Pepsi, and it says Peeps on it. I don't know. Peepsy.
Interesting.
But they didn't spell it that way.
Oh, it's actual Pepsi, not a Peep.
Yeah.
It tastes like Pepsi.
Yeah, it's Pepsi. It's supposed to taste like...
I'm going to go get some.
I'm assuming it tastes like Peep.
We got a lot of comments on here. People talking about Easter. Oh, jeez. Let's go here. Brody's going back to... she's wondering, this female artist that had to get surgery due to the newer machines, she said. This female artist had to get surgery due to the newer machines. You know, people have to have surgery for typing on typewriters or keyboards. That's
carpal tunnel.
I mean, people have surgery for sometimes the silliest things. Not that it's no small thing, but yeah. What'd you do, Shelley?
I swung a baseball bat.
What?
I swung a baseball bat.
And then what happened?
I ripped my ripped my bicep tendon in half.
Yes. You had surgery recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swinging a bat.
Yes.
Yes.
Swinging a bat.
You're no Jose Canseco. You know what? You need the roids, bro.
It's the last thing I need.
All of a sudden, baseball players out of fucking nowhere, bro, just became like bodybuilders. Like these huge monster power lifters cracking bats in half and shit. That was fucking... I think all sports should allow it. All sports should allow like extreme use of steroids, like into your neck. Like dudes just coming out like fucking monsters. I would watch that shit. I don't even like sports, but I would watch that. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's still some sports that they do that, but
The SFL.
the steroids, fucking NFL.
Football league.
That would be awesome. So she's wondering if, or you're saying that a lady, due to the newer machines, had surgery. That could happen because of holding a pencil. So that could be for other reasons. Mom's going to have family brunch at her house and an Easter egg hunt with the grandkids. Sounds fucking awesome.
Nice.
Let's see. Ashley's asking if I see a chiropractor at all for my neck and my back. I don't, but I do get massaged.
Massages.
I hang upside down regularly, and I try to relax and let out tension
Like
as
Batman?
often as I can. Like Batman, yes.
Like Batman.
Kimmy said family will be here for her Easter. That's awesome. Christy said sunrise service at the lake.
Oh, there's a golden egg.
That's actually really cool. Yep, Brody agrees to the golden egg. She does it. Andrea, thanks for being on here. She says, hi, Josh and Sheldon. I'm watching while working on a client. Sounds like you're due soon, Josh. I'm always due. I'm due every week. That's for sure. Let's see here. We do a few golden eggs, Ashley said. That's really cool. Excited. Yeah, Mom says our golden egg has $5 in it. Well, if you put out 20 of those, I'll come look for them. That's awesome. That'll get me to come visit. Okay, next question. I don't have to. They're coming to visit me. It's awesome. Getting the house ready, Mom. Everything's set up. I got a little spot for you built outside for you to relax in. Okay, another question. Oh, this is actually, hold on one second, guys. Let me get this. This is still Facebook. So we're going to Instagram. These are the questions that you guys submitted there. If you guys don't know, that's where I usually post them. So if you watch me on Instagram or Facebook, that's where you guys get a chance to submit your responses. Let's get rid of that. And I always appreciate when you do. When you guys jump on there and ask us legitimate questions, really about anything. I don't care what it is. It's fun. It's fun for me. Matter of fact, last time we talked a ton about camping and backpacking. Did you hear that? Were you here? Or were you watching? The camping backpacking segment.
I was hit and miss. I was driving.
We should have a whole segment during these lives of like outdoor time. It's 20 minutes of outdoor time.
Yeah, it was pouring last time I was up there.
Was it?
Last week when you were having your show?
Oh yeah. Were you up in your van?
Yeah, I was up in the van, but it was coming down.
Somebody asked me, did you buy a van because Sheldon? Or no, did Sheldon get a van because you had a van? Like Sheldon does a lot of things because I do them, and I do a lot of things because he does them.
Well, I was helping him build it, and I saw how fucking cool it was.
So cool. You probably also saw how fucking excited I was.
Yeah, it was neat, and about halfway, not even halfway through it, I went and bought mine.
Yeah, 3 months in. 3 months in, and I think 2 months in, maybe.
I bought it in December, so.
So fucking rad. If you guys didn't know, we're Van Brothers. Fucking Van Brothers.
Van Bros.
So fucking sick. So awesome. You know who started it? Kind of. Started it.
Oh, your buddy
Bard?
Biff. Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
Fucking Biff.
Biff.
Biff's van was so cool.
Yeah, he has a cool one too.
Bard, a friend of mine, he has a van, 4x4. It's pretty badass. And that just got me pumped to want one too because it was awesome. He actually bought his van. You know, I won't get too personal. He bought his van so he could be closer to his family. They were dealing with some medical issues, and he wanted to be closer to them, and they had to be down south. So he bought a van so he could sleep in it because they're from here, so he could be next to them as much as possible and not have to leave the hospital or the parking lot. He did that for years.
It works.
It was quite admirable that he was that dedicated to his family. It's really cool to see that.
Oh, yeah.
And that really pumped me up to want to get one. Not for that necessarily that reason, but it just, you know, it seemed like such a cool thing for him to be able to do that for his family. Lenore said, time to get spicy. Fuck yeah, you guys get spicy in the comments. You know what to do. Don't be silly. Since we're talking about spice, she's also saying, hey, sexy, or should I say sexies? You want me to read that again? She said, hey, sexy, or should I say Sexy.
That's what she said.
Okay, so let's just segue that into my favorite moment of the night. Linda, if you're out there.
Who's Linda?
Linda, if you're watching.
Does she really exist?
Linda, if you're out there and you're listening to this, I want you to know one thing only. Not just that I love you.
That's what you need.
That I care about you, that I think about you. But you know what, Linda? You're my favorite. You're out there, you're listening. Somebody you know is listening. Maybe you're not listening, but somebody that knows you is listening. One day will listen, maybe not live, but maybe pre-recorded. And they're going to tell you, Linda, you're my favorite. All right, so Linda voice is down. Do you got a Linda voice? Shelly, can you do it?
No, you need the Linda.
Linda, listen.
YouTube.
Linda,
listen,
listen, Linda. That was great. Ashley said, hanging upside down is so good for you. I'm glad you're doing that at least. I do a lot, Ashley, for my back, actually. I've had some serious injuries growing up with my back, and I'm super tall. Am I super tall? Can I say that?
Pretty tall.
I'm 6'3", with boots on 6'4", so I'd say that's pretty fucking tall.
Taller than me.
And it hurts, I think, more because of that. It's so You know what used to fuck up my back the most? You do have a long torso. You know what really fucks up my back? And it wasn't, even though tattooing was obviously quite repetitive, walking under scaffolding.
Because you got duck?
Yeah, because the scaffold planks are about 6.5 feet.
So you got tilt.
But I have a hard hat on and boots. And you're walking on plywood, stacked on plywood sometimes in material. So it's even smaller. Plus, to go under each frame of scaffolding every 12 feet, if you're walking down the row, now it's only like 5.5 feet. So I'd think I was ducked far enough while I'm just hauling ass through those scaffoldings.
Ducked?
And you got to turn sideways to get through them.
Is that a word?
Duck? I ducked. I ducked it in.
I was ducked?
I deduced. So I would duck and think that I'm lower than it was about here. So I would think I was lower. Plus I have a hard hat on, my boots and everything. And I would fucking be hauling ass through there, bro. And I would fucking hit one of those. And it would just knock me on my ass and like a turtle fucking just destroy my neck. And I would sit there and just paralyzed for seconds.
You say a turtle fucking?
Yeah, you've never seen turtles fucking?
Yeah, I have.
Dude, it's incredible. We're going to get blocked on here right now. This is great. Turtles fornicating is pretty awesome. You guys should look it up if you haven't seen it. Let's see here. All right, we're getting out of the comments here. Let's get back into them. Josh got that free candy van. That's true. Why don't you tell us the Vans joke, Shelly?
You told it last week, didn't you?
Just say it again.
What's a pedophile's favorite pair of shoes?
What?
White Vans.
I like to say the word kidnapper.
Oh.
It's just such a better word.
Okay.
Instead of pedophile. Linda, listen. Okay, let's go on. You guys are getting into the comments. I like it. Andrea says, tall people do have more back problems. You're right about that. It has to be just all that leverage. And by the way, when, like things for people have to be like, when you're building something, everything has to be a certain height. Like it has to meet your height requirements, right? Railings, sinks, and everything can't be over a certain height, can't be under.
Yeah.
Yeah. They take into consideration tall people, like none. Like when I go to wash my hands, I'm up here, my sink's here. I have to do not just this, but I have to go just far enough that my back has to like engage right here for me to do that. So when I'm washing my hands,
then you get the lean.
Dude, it fucking sucks. When you're washing your hands, because I wash my hands 20 times a day. Just working, just tattooing. And my sink has to be ADA approved. So it can only be a certain height. It has to be exactly that height. And that fucks me, dude. So what I'll do is I'll like hella spread my legs so I'm shorter, and then I wash my hands. So I'm in there like this, wash my hands with my legs apart so I don't have to fucking always lean over because that shit hurts.
You should just get the double, the high and the low one.
I do need that. You're right, 100%. Or a bidet.
Bidet.
While I'm going to the bathroom, I can just put my hands in there. That's what I should do. I should just do it when I'm going to the bathroom. Just toilet.
Scoot back and take a swig.
I'll wash my hands first so that I'm clean going in. Okay. Lenore said I could give you a massage. All right. The address is
601 West Shaw.
601 West Shaw. That's right. 601 West Shaw. Clovis, California, 93612. I see her tattooco.com at 601 West Shaw.
Stoop for everything.
You know what I don't know?
What?
I don't know my shop phone number. I have no idea. But 900 something. That's all I know. That's on Google. You can find it. Start squatting. Evie says start squatting. Yeah, I can do that. I can squat, but it's so much easier just to kind of do the leg spread thing. That sounds really bad. Okay. Damien said I'd kill for a massage. My gal had surgery and she's out for a month. Damien, we're hooking you up right now. If you need one, you have somebody commenting right after you right now. Evie says, I'll teach you proper body mechanics. So talk to Evie if you like. Talk to Andrea. She's on here commenting. They will hook you up. They're amazing. Actually, Evie just massaged me recently and it was absolutely incredible. So hook it up. That's right. Damien, if you need it, they're on here. So there you go. Hooked up. Okay. Next subject. Let's get into the next question, I guess. This is interesting. Good question. Tell me something you've learned recently that's a keeper. That's interesting. Well, learning's interesting because you don't just you don't just learn something and you got it, right? It's not like, oh, I know that now I just have it forever.
Yeah, you got to remind yourself.
You got to work at it and then eventually you get it, right? Yeah. So some things that you learn, it's a process. So like, do you call it learning once you've gotten it? Or do you call it learning once you realize there's something to get? Like say it takes you a year to learn something, to get it. Did you call it, is it learning the whole process? Or when would you say you learned it? Is when you started to do the thing, or is it after you've acquired the skill? The whole thing? I mean, does it matter? I don't know.
I don't think you ever stop learning. You know, there's always, if you think you know it all, then you're probably wrong.
That's for sure. You're guaranteed wrong. Unless you're God, you're fucking wrong.
I hear it a lot, like from my bosses and stuff, not to me, but just out in the field. Like a famous line is, "You don't even know what you don't know."
Yeah, you have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite ways to conceptualize it is a question I heard asked recently. This guy in a book goes, imagine a color you've never seen. Like, try to imagine. I've said it on here before.
Yeah.
Try to imagine a color you've never seen. You keep popping up with colors you've seen.
It's impossible, probably.
Yeah. You have to see the color before you can know about it, right? You can't dream up a new color, which seems like you'd be able to take this color, put it together. Can't do it.
Unless you're Crayola. They got a shitload of crayons.
101 colors.
Is it 101?
I actually don't know. All right. So something I've learned recently that's a keeper. I'll tell you what it was. What it is. What? Because I teach a lot, right? I teach a lot of people to tattoo and business. And here, I'll tell you what I've learned. And this is a keeper. It's not one specific single thing. It's more of a broad thing. I don't want this to go out, so I'm trying to keep her alive. You're better at this than me. Sheldon, take it away.
No, I don't.
What have you learned? Well, you tell me. Tell me something you've learned recently that's a keeper.
Don't swing full swings at balls.
Don't go balls deep. Don't go all the way in. Hold back a little. Save some for the rest.
I don't know. Getting old, you get a fucking...
Is there something lately, though, you've been learning that's new to you? Fairly recently?
Astronomy. I've been studying, like...
Star signs?
Well...
We're losing them, guys. You mean astrology or the stars in general? Not like Cancer.
Everything
Libra.
out there. The planets, the space, the distance, and stuff like that.
So astronomy, right. Not astrology.
Speed of light.
Okay. Interesting. What's the speed of light?
What is it? 189,000 miles per hour.
Well, let's find out who's right. 186,000 something miles per.
I thought that was the moon. The distance to the moon.
186,000 miles per second.
Is it 86? I thought that was the distance to the moon because
it actually might be 136,000 miles per second. I'm close. We're close. What did you say it was?
I thought it was 189 for the speed of light. 186.
The speed of light. Somebody Google it for us. The speed of light.
Because light it takes 1.3 seconds to get to the moon.
Light?
Yeah. So
I don't think that's true.
Oh,
I think it's 3. It's almost 3 seconds.
That's what Google told me.
Yeah, it's like roughly 3 seconds.
I thought it was 1.3, and then the
we're getting fact checked. It sounds like 8 seconds.
No, it's 8 minutes. It's 8 minutes and 17 seconds, actually.
Oh, you're right. You wouldn't know the sun was burnt out for 8 minutes.
Yeah. If it blew up, you wouldn't see it for almost 8.5 minutes.
Yep. And you wouldn't even feel it. Like the sunlight, everything would still be stable because it's reaching you. So light, how fast does it move? 136,000 miles plus per second. Maybe 186.
Let me Google it.
Or a bunch of drunk cigar smokers trying to guess the fucking speed of light and detect physics here. We got some people jumping off. Bedtime here. Love you. Good night. See you next week. Mom, love you too. Thanks for being on here. Hope you have a great night. And I am super looking forward to seeing you soon. So are the kids. So good night, and I love you. Let's see here. So anybody Googling the speed of light? Let's find out what that is, because that's interesting stuff. So you've been learning that lately, and you've been finding it very, satisfying to understand things like that?
That's just neat to know. Well, I was wondering how far the moon is from the Earth compared to the sun, and it's a ridiculous amount. If
Moon's not that far.
No, it's not. It's closer than you think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't realize how long it took to get there. You know what I mean?
Excuse me. So, did you hear recently this scientist was talking about waves going in and out? It's like when you say the sun setting, is it really? Is the sun setting? Or is it just the way we observe it?
Yeah, it's the way we observe it.
It's just our language, right?
Yeah.
The sun's not setting. The Earth's rotating. But nobody's like, oh, the Earth's rotating tonight. Let's watch the Earth rotate. No, let's watch the sunset. So our observation is how we usually, describe things. So the tide goes in and out, right? Like the waves go in and out. The tide goes out, comes in.
Yeah.
Technically, it's not true. The tide's not going out or coming back in. We call it that, but that's not actually what's happening. What's happening is there's a bulge in the water on the planet because of the gravitational pull of the moon. So the gravitational pull and the Earth's rotation creates a bulge at two opposite ends. So depending on where the Earth is, that bulge stays consistent and the Earth rotates within it. So that gravitational pull is determined by the moon. So therefore it appears that the ocean's coming in and out, right? That it's farther away and then closer in. But really it's just we're going into the bulge. So if you guys wanted to know, the Earth's bulge, you're seeing it.
Nobody looked at it.
Nobody's looking up the speed of light. They're like, fuck that. That's not
it.
even close.
It's hundreds of thousands of miles per hour.
Yeah, we have airplanes that go 670. She typed it wrong, I'm sure. Ashley, let us know. You're looking it up. What is the speed of light? I would love to know. I think it's really interesting, though, that most of the stuff that we observe as humans, we're just having a human experience, which is limited to being a human. And it's just interesting because that's really all things are.
186.
Ooh, I was right, homie. Fuck.
Oh, so then the
wait,
moon is 189.
1 second. That's pretty fucking good, Josh. I mean, Sheldon. It was me.
It is 186, and then the moon is, I thought, 189.
So less than 2 seconds away, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
189 miles, 1,000 miles away?
Yeah.
Look it up. How far is the moon from Earth? How many miles away is the moon from Earth? Amanda lastly saying meters per second. So 671 meters per hour. I don't think that's a thing. Yeah, this is nerd stuff. I like it though. It's pretty fun. So Sheldon's been learning that. I'm going to tell you guys my answer while he looks this up.
Oh, you
got it.
You are right. 238.
Fuck, dude. Wait,
you
what?
said 236, didn't you?
And
no, you said 136.
136. You mean miles from the? No, I just said it took about 3 seconds for the light to reach us.
Okay, so 289.
So
divided
over
by
2 seconds.
1, it's less than 2.
Is it?
I thought it was 1.3.
That's not too bad. Let's do the math. Let's do some fucking math here, guys. Ready? We're doing math tonight. This is not good. Sheldon is in construction, so he knows. Danbury says light travels faster than sound. That's why some people seem bright until they open their mouths. That's fucking awesome. Thank you for saying that. That's actually pretty fucking good. I like that. Oh, so she's saying in miles per hour instead of per second. She's saying 671 million miles per hour. Yes.
Yeah, you got to convert that.
Yeah. It's very interesting because it's really hard. The reason why we don't talk about miles per hour is because it's already hard to conceptualize, 186,000 miles a second. To try to conceptualize 671 million miles in an hour, I think it's just totally fucking beyond our conception or our ability to conceive of it. Which is why we usually talk about it, at least in close distances.
1.1 and 1/3.
So you were right about the distance light takes. So it takes about a second and a half for us to see the moon's light. So if it burnt out, we would know really quick. The sun would take us minutes.
Yeah, correct. But I was just trying to like do a diagram of Earth and how close the moon would be to it. Like if this was Earth and this is the moon, the sun is fucking in the next room.
Oh yeah,
you
it's
know what
so
I mean?
far.
It's crazy to do it on a scale. You know what I mean?
It is. It's pretty fucking intense. I like it. I think it's cool. I like all that. Like how far away is our nearest star?
Oh, fuck, you would know, not me.
I think it's 4 light years away. 4 light years. So in 4 years, at the speed of light, it would take you to get there. If you could even go that fast. So basically, it's impossible for us to reach. It would take thousands and thousands of years for us in a commercial airliner or spacecraft going thousands of miles an hour. It would take us forever. We would never get there. Your kids on that spaceship would have to have kids that had kids that eventually told the story about where they came from. And they'd be wrong eventually, unless we had YouTube. I keep letting this bastard go out. See, I suck at this because I talk so much. I'm keeping you guys entertained. That's right. Thank you guys. They're getting it. 238,900 miles from the moon.
It takes almost 3 days for us to get there.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah, even to the moon. 3 days in a rocket ship.
It was like 69 hours.
Going like thousands of miles an hour. Because in space, it's a little easier to move faster because there's no resistance.
I don't know how fast they go in space, but
they go pretty fucking quick. Because think about it, in our atmosphere, we could reach Mach 10. Fucking crazy, dude. And in space, we'd be able to go much faster.
Hemisphere and atmosphere.
I know, right? What's up with that? Should it be the hemisphere and the
No, the asteroids and hemorrhoids.
It's asteroids and hemorrhoids. Shouldn't hemorrhoids be in your ass and asteroids? No, asteroids should be in your ass and hemorrhoids should be in the hemisphere. Yeah. So those should be hemorrhoids and those should be asteroids.
Yeah, correct.
I mean those. Yeah, that's true. I think they should switch that. What's your joke about apartments?
What's that?
Your apartment joke?
Why are apartments so close together?
Yeah, they're so.
Or
no.
Why they call them apartments
if they're so close together? They should call them
a closements.
That's true. Or speed bumps. Why do they call them speed bumps if you have to go slow?
Slow bumps.
They should be called slow bumps. I think physics is fun, and it looks like everybody on here is super into it. You know what?
What's
usually
4.24 light years away?
Lolly says 4.24 light years away is the nearest. Lolly, thanks for being on here. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. She's saying 4.24 light years away. At the speed of light, it would take 4.24 years.
Wow.
Light years. That's insane.
Yeah, so you got to times that per second, per 60 seconds per minute for 24 hours per day, per year.
Thousands and thousands of years.
So fucking
the
far.
nearest star. And guys, I know this is funny that it's not funny. I'm not making fun of anybody, but it's interesting that a lot of people don't know. Like if I say how many stars, let's see if anybody can get this. Don't answer. How many stars that we know of are in our solar system? Let's see if anybody can answer that correctly. Don't say anything. How many stars do we have in our solar system? Like in total, what is the number of stars in our solar system? Let's see who answers it correctly. Don't be afraid, guys. Answer this. Let's see what don't Google it.
Googlers.
You fucking Googlers. You can Google it. It's fine. But let me know how many stars we have in our solar system. Oh, let's see here. Common Core. Can we get the answer using Common Core? No. Common Core math is to make us stupid. Okay, so physics. You know what's cool about physics and astronomy is it always leads to the conversation of, are we the only ones out there? I love that topic, dude. It's so cool. I literally was at the furniture store today and getting a couch so that when my mom comes and visits, she has somewhere nice and cozy to sit. Bought a couch for you, Mom.
I was going to ask you if you're going to talk about that.
Yeah, so we talked about aliens while I was buying a fucking couch. I met the guy for like 5 minutes and we got into aliens that quick. It's the funnest one of the most fun topics. Absolutely.
Well, have you ever researched octopuses?
I mean, yeah.
Like their DNA is not like anything living on this earth. Like
we're not related?
No, they think it came from.
There's strands of their DNA that's not related to anything
else. They think that meteors with their DNA or whatever hit
our Earth. So it would be technically alien.
Basically. And they got got 3 brains.
So far as I know, yeah, they have 3 hearts or some shit.
I think it's brains.
Yeah, and maybe multiple brains. What's interesting, have you seen the octopus video of it sleeping?
No.
The sleep, dude. You've never seen the octopus video sleeping?
Oh,
holy fuck! I'm bringing this up. If there's anything on here we should talk about,
have you seen the way they fucking?
I'm gonna bring this up, dude, because this needs to be seen.
Blend into their environment, though.
So I wonder why YouTube is not popping. Oh, my internet's maybe
100 billion stars, just in the Milky Way.
Yes. So wrong answer. Nikki Sanchez, thanks for joining us on here. It's good to see you.
2 trillion.
Thank you for joining us. But you're wrong. You're maybe wrong about the Milky. There's hundreds of billions of stars, yes, in the Milky Way, but that was not the question. Ashley is saying two trillions. A trillion. Oh my God, my answer was so not right. Let me go back and read these real quick. I aced my advanced physics class and got a D in geometry. LOL. I love science. Yeah. Brody Jade's saying infinite. Rochelle is saying our sun. Yes. I asked how many stars do we have in our solar system? So the actual right answer.
One?
The actual right answer is Rochelle. She's saying our sun.
She could IDK again.
I don't know. So she could be wrong. But she did. She guessed it. Look, first.
One.
So she said one. That's funny.
Smart girl.
Kimmy said 100 billion. So we have hundreds of billions of stars in our own Milky Way, which is our corner of the world. In that Milky Way is our star called the sun. It actually has a name. Does anybody know the name? This is fun trivia. Oh. The name of the sun. The sun actually has sun is not it's a title. It's not a name. Yeah. Just like planets aren't a name. It's a title. Like Earth is a planet. Earth is actually not the Earth's technical name, but you can call it that. Earth is what it's made of, but it's not its name. The moon is also not its name because Jupiter has moons. That's a title. So what's the moon's name? What's the Earth's name? And what's the sun's name? See if you guys know. But by the way, we have one star in our solar system, and we have hundreds of billion stars in our Milky Way, and we are separated by galaxies. Our Milky Way is a galaxy. There's hundreds of billions of other Milky Way type galaxies, even much larger than ours, out there, each with hundreds of billions of stars, which is a number we can't even begin to play with mentally. But good try, guys. It was a trick question. It's kind of like asking how many, nobody knows this one. How many of each animal, Sheldon? How many of each animal did Moses bring on the ark? How many of each animal did Moses bring on the ark? You got it, Lenore. But how many of each animal, that's not to this question, that's the last one.
This is a trick question.
How many of each animal
It's a trick question.
did Moses bring on the ark?
He didn't bring any.
Do you guys know how many of each animal did Moses bring on the ark? So good, because that's what I did.
It wasn't the...
Rochelle said it right now.
Oh, it was the ark. None.
Yep. Because Moses didn't bring any animals on the ark. It was Noah. Christy got it right too. So it's Noah. But that's the same thing as saying how many stars that we know of are in our solar system. People are like, oh my God. Well, our solar system only has one. It's called what? What's the name, guys? Give it to me. Natalie says Moses wasn't on it. You are right. My son's name is Kenny. I don't get it. I missed something. Okay, so that's fun little trivia. And do you guys believe in aliens? That's awesome. Nikki's doing it right. She thought it was Noah. You were right. It was not. Moses brought nothing
Moses
on the ark.
wasn't on it.
Mm-hmm. Although Moses spread the Red Seas, that's why people get mixed up with the whole ark thing. That's one of them. That's funny because that was a long-winded answer about tell me something you've learned recently. That's a keeper.
Yeah.
I didn't even talk about mine. I didn't even talk about mine.
Oh, good.
I didn't even bring mine up yet.
Go ahead.
I'm glad you guys are patient. It's been an hour. We've been on for an hour.
Fuck.
Sorry, Shelly, I'm keeping you up late. Let's do this. Okay, so Danbria is answering 2. No, that is wrong, but good try. Ashley is saying Luna. Luna is the name of what?
Moon.
Yes, the moon's name is Luna. It's a lunar eclipse. So if that tells you what the moon's name is, lunar eclipse, then what's the sun's name?
I knew it. I can't remember.
What is the eclipse of the sun? When a sun eclipses, what is that called? What's a lunar eclipse?
Oh, it's Sol? No.
You got it. You just said it.
Solar?
Mm-hmm. Shorter. Sol.
Sol.
The name of the sun is Sol. And people will debate this a little bit.
So what's the Earth then?
Terra.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's why
Terra.
that's why they call it terraforming, like in movies, or if something else would be terraformed in like a sense it'd be Earth-like. We'd terraform it to be more like Earth.
That's my answer for the thing I learned.
Okay, terraform. So we just both learned something new. So that's the answer. No, my answer to tell me something you've learned recently that's a keeper. I've learned that you have to accept people for who they are, not who you want them to be. And it's damn near impossible for you as an individual to perceive others without your own projection involved. Because you're observing people based off who you are, not who they are. Their information is coming in and you're toiling with it in your own brain because of who you are. You're receiving them as you, not them. Does that make sense? Is that a little confusing?
People see a way
I'm going to see you
different than
because
you,
of
you
the way
see yourself.
The way I see you is because of who I am.
Yeah.
Right? Like you see yourself in others or don't. Anyway, it's a little more complicated than that, but it's a basic way of saying it. What I'm saying then is what I've learned lately is you have to accept people who they are. It doesn't mean you have to accept them in your life, but you should accept who they are and place them appropriately in your life or not. So if somebody isn't something you'd like them to be, but you have to check yourself whether or not you're just hoping they'll become this thing that maybe they're not. And it doesn't have to be dating specifically or whatever. For me, it's teaching people tattooing. I cannot make somebody passionate about working hard towards something as like a skill like tattooing that they need to acquire. I can't teach them that drive, that passion, and that desire. That's on them. And if they don't have it, I can't give it to them. And so what I'm learning, what I've learned recently that's a keeper is exactly that it takes a really long time for you to notice if somebody has that or not towards something. Yeah. So what it looks like to me is the path to doing anything great is pretty much the same. Doesn't matter if you're a carpenter, doesn't matter if you're a tattoo artist, doesn't matter if you're an electrician, doesn't matter if you're baking cakes, or doesn't matter if you're studying the stars. You have to do things you don't know, and you're going to suck at them until you get them.
Practice
and then
makes
you can,
perfect.
yeah, practice makes perfect over time, and you get better and better and better, and then you add to. And just keep doubling down on that. I have to accept that people are starting always where they are, and they aren't always what I want them to be. So I have to accept them for who they are, which means sometimes I have to accept that this person's not going to be able to do this. They just don't have what it takes. They're not pouring in the time. They're not showing up. They're not putting in the effort. They're not being honest. They're not being diligent. I got to skip them. I have to. No matter how much I believe in them, no matter how seductive their art or skill or personality is, I have to let them go. And that's been difficult for me to learn, but I'm learning it. And of course, how am I going to learn it? By fucking it up. So I'm going to make mistakes, and it's normal. So who wants it and who doesn't? That's a very hard one to sift through, but I'm learning that. And yeah. Heather says that perfect practice makes progress. It is true, because there's people who practice things every day and they don't get any better. Practice can make progress if it's diligent and it's intentional and it's conscious, because some people practice things all the time and they still suck at it. So practice makes perfect is a little bit of an unfinished phrase to some degree. Let's see. Evie saying perception is projection. I agree. Your perception of things is simply just that. It's limited to who you are.
Stubborn person.
Lenore says, that's me. Hope, I'm going to read this. Ashley says, hope is probably one of the things I won't hold on to. I hope they do this. I hope they catch it. I hope. That sounds like stress. Yeah, you can't. And when you're somebody like me, one of my, I always think that whatever your superpowers are, it's also your downfalls, right? Your double-edged sword, it's your Achilles heel, too, technically. Whatever makes you strong is also the thing that makes you weak. So when she's saying holding on to hope is bad, in my scenario, in terms of being, a tattoo artist who's teaching apprentices, what I have to let go of is the hope that somebody could be great. I have to I cannot hang on to it. It's so hard for me because I see this potential in them.
Yeah, they gotta want it. They gotta want it.
I know. And I want it so bad for them, I have to stop. And that's actually hard for me because it's so exciting and I feel so alive when I see somebody's potential, but I cannot make them, walk the path of achieving that potential, or at least walking the path on their own towards that potential. I have to let that shit go, and that's fucking hard. So let's get to the next one. This is a good one. This one's coming also from Instagram. This is, what makes you smile? That's an interesting question. What makes you smile? Taking photos definitely does not make me smile. People, whenever I post a photo, people go, why so serious? Like, because I'm fucking taking a picture of me. It feels silly. Like, I'm not jolly right now. You know when people take pictures, they're walking around, all of a sudden they turn the camera on and they just immediately go to like some fake face. There's instantly, right? Don't screenshot that.
The fish lips?
Yes, instantly. I don't do that. I don't have that.
You got the fish lips.
So people will ask me all the time, why aren't you smiling in my photos? I'm like, well, fucking make me smile and I'll do it. Like if you watch this episode, you'll see hanging out with my boy here, having a whiskey and a cigar and a Dr. Pepper, which I love.
Whiskey.
I probably smiled quite a few times.
Because cigars and whiskey make me smile too.
So I've been smiling quite a bit. So what makes me smile? You're watching it in real time. Sheldon, what's your answer? What makes you smile?
Well, this whiskey and the cigars making me smile right now.
Yeah, that's right.
I like nature, you know, the beach, the mountains.
Like, does it make you smile though?
It does.
Like you're like giddy.
You know when you're at home, you're laying there, you're like, fuck, I should do something, but then you actually go do something, you're like, fuck, why don't I do this more often?
This is not going to get sexual, is it?
No.
When you're at home and you're just bored.
But once you get to the place where you want to be, you're ecstatic about it, you know? You don't want to leave. You know? I've went up to the mountains for a day and end up staying for 3-4 days, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I would say that's probably true for me too.
And peace makes me smile. Quiet, you know? I like that.
Certain substances can make us smile for a real long fucking time. Burying ourselves in the dirt.
Oh, fuck.
Anyway, okay, let's move on. I'm a Taurus. I'm very stubborn. Ashley, what I mean, exactly what I mean, Joshua. Okay, getting spicy makes everyone smile. Lenore, you're right about that 100%.
That's what she said.
Natalie, actually, this might be the best answer of the fucking night. Joshua makes me smile. Fuck yeah. You know what? Look at this smile. Look at Natalie. That's a legit smile because that's how she smiles every time I see her. She's smiling all the time. She makes me smile. You know what? She'll say something that'll make me smile. It'll happen. Yeah. I don't have to do it canned.
Miss Coates.
Ashley says, I love your photos. Thank you, Ashley. I tried to take them. You know, I had a dilemma of taking photos of myself for so long because there was this really popular phrase when we were younger. It's not as popular now. Remember the bracelets everybody would wear that says, what would Jesus do? Do you remember those?
Yeah.
So I don't think that's very popular anymore. Maybe I could be wrong. But I would always think, as corny as it sounds, but I mean it. My whole life I've done this, and even to this day, I would always ask, what would David do? That was my dad. I would always think, like, what would my dad do? And I model my life after my parents to a larger degree than I probably even realize. We probably all do that to some degree. I'm sure we all do. That being said, I always think, like, what would would my dad take a photo of him sitting on a couch smoking a cigar?
Probably not.
And post it and be like, hey guys, come watch my live. But then I realized there's some things, you don't have to be a carbon copy, right? But it was hard for me to take pictures of myself for so long. You look at Instagram prior to 2014, there was almost nothing. Go on Facebook, it was almost nothing. And I had to realize, like, I'm not my parents.
Yeah.
My parents aren't their parents, and we're all individuals.
That generation is different too.
It's so different, and that was hard for me to get over because I'm like, yeah, my mom would never take a photo in the fucking bathroom, like sitting on the sink with duck lips. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh, Susie.
So now we all have all these youngsters today are gonna have all these moms, dude, half fucking dressed in their bathrooms with their dirty toilet in the background with their butt up on the sink, trying to look cute, and these kids are gonna be like, what the fuck, mom? Are you serious?
That's my mom.
I'm so glad that we didn't. I'm so glad growing up we didn't have to deal with that kind of shit. Could you imagine your friends coming up to you and being like, hey, I saw your mom last night on OnlyFans?
Yeah, there's
dude.
There's no evidence of all the fucking horrible shit we did as kids.
I'm so glad.
There's no cameras.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Now everything's videotaped.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this here.
How'd that pose go again? What pose?
I don't know, but I'm not going to go into it. Dame Bear says, waking up not dead makes my day. That's awesome. And that's a good way to look at it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Brody said, you two telling jokes and laughing makes everyone smile. That's awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you. What's the Glockenspiel?
We need to do the what?
Oh, there it is. We got some party noises. That's terrible. What else do we have here? I didn't know I had this. Oh, we should.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we should do a try not to laugh. You're right. We actually had fun. We did that before. I try not to laugh.
You did with your boy, didn't you?
Yeah, that was really good. But me and you did.
No, not.
Oh, we did a commentary on our video. Remember with Rue? She filmed us.
Okay.
She monitored our audio and we were watching one of our videos. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was super fucking fun. Oh shit, I didn't know I had this. What the fuck? All these sound effects. They're just
Did it?
they're working. Yep. Wait, tell us a joke, shall we, so we can use it appropriately. Guy walks into a bar, what does he say?
Ouch.
Fuck. Okay, let's get going here. What's going on? Rochelle, she's got it. Look at her. To her sponsor. Okay, see?
Rochelle.
That's a natural laugh / smile right there. She's actually saying I'm happiest when I'm around or in the water. A lot of people feel that way. It's very interesting considering we're made up of mostly water and empty space. That's probably why we look up into the stars, because that's our home, and we are mesmerized, and we look out at the ocean or the water falling or the beach or the waves or a lake, and we're like mesmerized by pools and glistening waterfalls. I think because we're mostly water and empty space. The majority of your body is actually empty space, and the part that makes up the mass is mostly water. So I think those two things. Yeah.
What about grounding? Do you believe in grounding? Like,
What do you mean?
they say that you should take your shoes off and
Yeah, 100%.
go walk on dirt and water and
Yeah,
and,
your
and
body is meant to be
gra-
exposed to the world.
Well, with the polarity of the earth, and then also sleeping. They say not to sleep with your head towards the north.
I've never heard that.
No, because the polarity, like, because you're north, and then if you're sleeping with North Pole, like it, I don't know. They say your dreams, you get bad dreams and stuff like that. So technically you're supposed to sleep with your head towards the south.
That's interesting. I've been sleeping with my head towards the north for like a year.
Yeah.
And this last month I've been sleeping with it pointed towards the west.
And how do you feel?
I haven't noticed any difference other than I'm not having as vivid dreams anymore.
I think that has something to do with it, the dreams.
Yeah, I definitely, but I've been really busy and my sleep schedule is way shorter lately. So that could be a different variable. But I have noticed that my dreams.
Well, you've moved. My bed's been the same fucking for years, so it's towards the north. I know I wanted to try to switch it and see how that goes.
Let's see here. So this is an interesting fact. Your body's mostly made up of empty space, because if you had enough pressure, we could condense you down in a very small space, right? Way smaller than you are. If you had enough ability to take, let's say dehydrated food, right? You dehydrate food and it's way smaller and way lighter. So the majority of what you are is actually empty space and water. If you took all that out, you wouldn't be very much. I mean, there's a huge percentage of your body that's just fluids, different fluids that are in your body. And then the rest of it's essentially empty space and water and carbon and a few other things, major components. It's just interesting to think that, because
How much percentage are you water?
it's over 70%,
Oh,
depending on if you're dehydrated or not. But what's interesting about that fact is, if you're mostly water and empty space, and the thing that makes it all work is fire, technically, energy, electric pulses. Who's not mesmerized by a campfire, a waterfall, or an ocean, and the night sky?
everybody.
I think it's our body, literally, like you're saying, do you believe in grounding? Yeah, because I think it, and this may sound like some of that sort of hippie science, but I think it's legit. There's probably plenty of information out there to prove it. I think we're drawn to it.
What is it about fires that we just sit there and stare at it for?
I think it's because it's the life source. I think inside of us, for us to be alive as human beings, you have to have a certain level of energy to sustain your body. And so it's little electrical pulses, frequencies. It's actual fire in a sense. You could say it's energy, right? It's electrical current. There's enough atomic energy. Einstein predicted there was enough atomic energy to, inside of a raisin, enough atomic energy pent up inside of a raisin to power the whole city of New York back in his day. He was really close to being right. There's actually enough pent up atomic energy inside a human body to power the whole city of New York for like a whole 24-hour period. That's how much atomic energy is inside you. Think about what that means. If you were to release all that energy, what are you? You're just a huge burst of energy and fire, light. So I think fires, I think oceans or water, bodies of water, and I think big, vast open spaces and sky and night skies. I think we connect to it, dude, because that's who the fuck we are and it's where we came from. It's what we are. Just because we have eyes, ears, and mouths and we're this human doesn't mean we get to extract the part of us that makes us up. And I think when we get into the elements, that's why getting stuck in a house, dude, you go fucking crazy. We're not meant to do that shit, live in these square boxes.
It's annoying.
It can be very. Let's see. I'm ditching the comments here. Sorry, guys. Marcy's on here. What's up, Marcy? Hey, did you guys know it's a full moon? This makes sense. A bunch of werewolves in here. Oh, we should probably tame it, huh?
She told me not to drink.
Oh, fuck, she's watching. Well, it's apple juice.
She's all, you got to get up early.
Yeah, she's. We're drinking apple juice, Marcy. I'm lying. I have to admit that to you because I can't lie to you, but it's apple juice, and I'm lying.
Hi, Mama.
Let's see here. Full moon. I'm sorry, guys. I missed a bunch of the comments. I wasn't paying attention when we were getting into it.
Too deep.
Yeah, it's too deep. Sundowners really kick in. No, it's interesting how connected we are to this stuff. Like, one of the best, healthiest things you could do in your life when people want to fix their life, but they don't get adequate sunshine, they don't expose themselves to the elements early and late in the day, you don't watch the sun go up or go down, which is really in charge of your circadian rhythm to a high level, which matters a lot about health. Yeah, she's telling. Mom was watching out for Shelly here. 4 a.m. comes early. We won't be much longer. It's only been an hour and 20 minutes. We got another 20 minutes to go. But it's interesting that people that want to improve their life haven't started with getting adequate sunlight. They don't expose their eyes to the sun going up and then going down, whatever light that may be, depending on where you live. You don't expose yourself to good, clean water, which is very difficult today to do in today's world.
Yeah.
And we don't get good rest. Our sleep is shit. We have these bright lights on all the time, and we try to go to sleep on these beds that are filters between us and the planet so that those frequencies can't reach us as clear. We got shoes on that are between us and the ground. We got concrete and asphalt between Mother Earth. I think all these things matter more than you realize.
Mom actually bought me some sheets that have an electrical cord that goes to the grounding unit of the deal.
There's, I've heard of those. And there's actually a doctor that talks about them. I'm not going to remember his name. He's like known for doing biohacking. I think he wrote a book called Biohacking. And he's a older-ish guy, middle-aged to older guy. And he looks super young, but he does all the biohacking shit. Writes about it as a journalist and shares the information. And like his beds, he has grounding mats in them.
Yeah.
He's like, he swears by them. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, Mom swears by it. See, grounding sheets.
Evie says, put your toes in the grass. I actually do this. It's so funny because we all know this. It's like it's deeply ingrained in us to know.
Like at the beach?
Yeah, like take your fucking shoes off. Like you want to.
When you dig your feet in the sand.
And you feel connected. Why do you, this might sound weird to just bring up, but why do you think I go skinny dipping every time I'm up in the mountains?
He does.
Every single time I go, and people think of it as like, I've even said it to some of the girls before in the shop, like, hey, I'm just warning you guys, if you ever go camping with me and we go to a body of water, I'm fucking jumping in, because I think of all this shit as filters between us and the thing, no matter what level it is, even if it's a minor one, or maybe even sometimes so minor it might not seem important, just like having shorts on while in the water. I don't want that barrier. I don't want a barrier between me.
You went skinny dipping in Las Vegas with.
Fuck yeah, I did. That's pretty fucked up.
I got the video.
You know what? That's cool because that shows you how true I am to myself. Even in a backyard with a bunch of sailors smoking and drinking cigars, smoking cigars and drinking whiskey, I knew them all. I knew everybody. We're like family. Well, some of us are family. We're family. And we rented this Airbnb and I fucking got butt ass naked. I think I asked him though, right?
I don't remember.
I think I asked. I was like, hey guys, hope you don't mind. I'm going to get fucking in the skivvies and get down to it and jump in. And I did. And I don't care. The least amount of filters, the better. Let's see here. Marcy says, I go outside and take my shoes off on the grass to ground to Mother Earth. That's so special.
She goes sits with the dog for like a half hour a day outside.
Danbury is saying vitamin D is very important. This is what's really cool about vitamin D. You get vitamin D from the sun rays, but you actually don't get vitamin D from the photons from the sun. The photons from the sun hit your skin, and inside your skin, you are circulating your blood through your blood vessels in your veins. And in your blood, you have cholesterol. And when the photons hit the cholesterol, it becomes vitamin D. So cholesterol, healthy cholesterol on a regular basis, and exposure to the sun is incredibly important to use that cholesterol to turn it into vitamin D. Very interesting, isn't it?
That's pretty neat.
Yep. That's why low fat, low protein diets, low meat diets is actually really unhealthy for you, for a lot of people. Hard-boiled eggs, really anything that can get you that healthy cholesterol and the exposure to the sun. Super fucking stuff we already know. It's free too. We already know this, but nobody does it. We all shield ourselves. Put the sunscreen on. We put the sunglasses on. We put the big hats on. We put the fucking umbrellas on, and we shield ourselves from Mother Earth, which is not always the best thing.
You better go to the next question.
Okay, let's do this. On the bus, I need to go further. Is she still harping on you? You know what I do? I'm gonna give you guys something real quick that's really, really fucking cool. Because barefoot, that should be a given. Everybody should be grounding themselves and putting their feet into Mother Earth on a regular so they can appreciate it. It's so easy to drive around the city and just think that we're feel so disconnected. You should absolutely be taking your shoes off and putting it in Mother Earth. I will say this too. Something I used to love to do with the kids is we would go out into like a big field, like in the grass, and lay down, and we would put our backs to the earth and spread out our arms and look up at the sky. And I would just talk to them about this type of stuff. And I would remind them that everything that you need is behind you right now. Everything is behind you. And everything out there is for you to dream about and you know, let's say fantasize about. Like that's all the unknown to you. And you need both in life. You need the unknown out there that maybe you'll never reach, but it's fun to, you know, partake. And then everything behind you right now, this earth, everything is behind you that you possibly need. It's here for you. Everything. It's right here. And having that sort of literal physical separation or that moment is, to me, it was magical with the kids. And they would just be like asking so many questions. You know how kids are. It was just wonderful. It was a really, so I would recommend you guys intentionally lay on the ground, put your back to the ground, recognize that everything you need is right there behind you. And everything that you need to dream about and fantasize about is right there in front of you. It's pretty fucking cool. And especially now, since you're watching this, you can fantasize about us. Okay. Lenore said, I want to do camping with you.
I was just thinking about that last camping trip we did.
Was it skinny dipping?
You did.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you did that too. Well, I mean, when we were laying there on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Wait, in the dirt? When I was putting my hands in the dirt?
I'm not even going to go there.
Okay. Well,
I'm not gonna go
I remember scraping the dirt with my hands and smelling it, like under my fingernails. It was so rich, the soil up in the mountains. We were super high up in the Sierras, backpacking. And I remember the smell of the dirt in my hands. And I remember thinking most people would smell that and go, oh, I got to wash my hands.
It's earthy.
And I'm thinking like, no, this is home. Like, this is beautiful. If this is the last time you got to smell this ever again, you would just like relish it. And it's free. You can do it whenever you want.
Yeah, it was a great trip.
Heather says, but no sunglasses while getting morning sun. Your body will not know to process it correctly without exposed eyes. This is true. Your eyes need to be exposed to the sunlight without filters, as least amount of filters as possible. Although any sun that you're getting more than you have been, it's going to be beneficial. It's always better to remove all the barriers. So not through a window, not through glasses. You should expose yourself to that. And again, I've heard this stated before, and I'll say it for safety reasons. Do not look directly at the fucking sun. It's not sun exposure by blinding yourself. It's very dangerous. We're talking about just exposing yourself to the light that is coming from the sun.
So you got some skinny dippers and some non-skinny dippers here.
Danbury said, I don't skinny dip, but I do run around with bare feet.
Natalie skinny dips.
Fuck yeah. Skinny dipping strong.
Lolly has a pool.
I'm glad Mom's not on here anymore. Lolly has a pool. Perfect. Because you're going to have a bunch of skinny dippers, apparently. You know what? Let's do a group. Who wants to do a group skinny dip?
Oh, fat dippers.
Down?
You got fat dippers?
Yeah, we got skinny and fat dippers. Who wants to get down and do some fucking group skinny dipping? I'm down. It's like the polar plunge. We see the old people jump into the ice. Fuck that. We're going to go butt naked in the Sierras, and we're all going to jump in. I already know some of you are going to come. And I mean, join us. Okay. Christy's saying shrooms, question mark. Anyways,
hell's she talking?
Evie saying, what the hell? Shrooms? We didn't even talk about that. Evie, good night. Thanks for being on here. Amanda, I guess, is jumping off. Thanks for being on here. Guys, all of you that are watching, girls, ladies, folks, ladies and gentle cars. We, of course, always appreciate you. I appreciate you. This is always fun for us. And thanks for keeping it spicy. Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to get to the rest of the questions real quick so we can call it a night. Sheldon is a grown man and has a job, so he's got stuff to do. So let's get to this.
Chunky Duncan.
Yeah, that's interesting. Chunky Duncan. Yes. So skinny dipping and Chunky Duncan. That's what we're doing. So Lenore says she's down. Okay. We're going to call you out. Next question. This is kind of the same question. We already answered this a bunch of times. What gets you excited about life? But I think this is so specific, I could probably narrow it down to a few things. What gets you excited about life? I got to let you answer that. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? What gets you excited?
You answered.
You that's what gets you excited is when I answer?
Yeah,
Nice.
Yes.
Winner. Okay, Chunky Duncan it is. Ashley, let's do this. Brody Jade says she's down. I see it right there. She said Rochelle, but I know that she's down. Rochelle, you can't come. I'm sorry. No Chunky Duncan for my sister. Lenore's down. Okay, so next question is what gets you excited about life? What gets me excited about life is that hundreds of billions of people, probably more, hundreds of billions of people, I should say hundreds of billions of potential people will never be. Potentially there could have been any other version of you at any other point in time from some other human at some other place, in some other way, I guess you could say. What gets me excited is that I'm here. Out of the 250 million sperm, I won. I don't know how. I barely win anything.
Strong swimmer.
I'm lucky, actually. Usually the strong swimmers actually die first. They battle and don't make it. It's usually the fucking oddball one that's like all moseying around going, oh, what's this? Anyway,
Michael Phelps.
what gets me excited about life is that out of the potential billions of people that it will never be, that are just, eggs never becoming their sperm, seeds never coming. What gets me excited is that I'm here. I can't believe that I fucking somehow get this cosmic lottery, right? There's a book written by Richard Dawkins that talks about this at the end. It's the last paragraph. I recommend you guys read it. It's his last book, so just look it up if you're interested. And it's about biology, but it says that we have won the cosmic lottery. Out of all the potential people that have ever lived, we are here. And the possibility of you being you is so infinitely small that the best word to describe it is impossible. It's so infinitesimally small, or infinitely small, that the best word to describe the possibility of you being here is almost fucking zero. It's as close to zero as you can get, so much that you could say it's impossible. But yet, here the fuck we are. I think that's what gets me excited, that I get this chance, and most never will. And in the future, even more won't. Really. So we've won the cosmic lottery. That gets me excited as fuck. And then next would be my kids, my family.
Exactly. And that's what I would say.
Yeah, it's really cool to have a family because it's the same thing. It's my kids could have been any version of me and their mother, but it happened to be them. They won that cosmic lottery, and I'm just so thankful for that.
Yeah, any time with the kids is
so fucking cool.
The best times.
I'm actually really glad, even me and you, as friends growing up, like we've spent a lot of time together and we've watched each other's kids grow up, and it's really cool to have built that relationship, not just with my kids, but with you, and seeing you and your kids and having that be like a thing.
They get along and everything.
Yeah. Fucking cool, man.
Yeah, we've done a lot together.
And yeah, like hearing your little tiny kid scream bloody fucking murder.
Levi?
Yeah.
Yeah, we ruined him.
He was so scared.
We went camping in the snow, and he'll never go again.
No, he'll never go again. We ruined him. That's pretty cool. Danbury said the only thing that sees me naked is the shower. I wish I could say the same. No, I don't. I'm glad that plenty of things see me naked.
Yeah, go back.
Brody said she still wears shorts and a shirt over her bathing suit.
Oh, stop it. What?
They were laughing at my comment. I'm obviously not invited. 100%. You are not invited. You know what? If there's enough people, you can be on the other end, hosting that end, and I'll host the north end. You get the south end. Lenore says, well, my kids and my grandkids. That's awesome. That's a good answer. I'm assuming that's what she was responding to. Natalie says, how long do you admire someone from afar before you make a move? That's an interesting question. It's a loaded question. I don't know how to answer that because I admire plenty of people, and I know it's probably, we're talking about dating maybe. I'm taking it right away as like, it's a very special thing in my life for me to have people I admire. I admire my father. I admire, even characters that are fictional, like superheroes, Batman, Superman. I admire characteristics about lots of different people. And making a move, I'm assuming you're talking about dating, but I always think of like, if you admire something, you should always make a move towards becoming it. And that's my philosophy in life. What you admire, you should aspire to become. But in a dating sense, if that's what we're getting at, how long do you take to make a move if you admire someone? Well, I don't make moves on people I admire, if that's what you mean. But if I'm interested in somebody in a romantic way, I would say as soon as it's appropriate. The faster the better. Get it while it's hot. So things that are worth it to get taken very quickly. Okay. I'll stick to my bare feet. Danbury says the party is here now.
There's Ian.
Rochelle's like, Ian.
Hawaii.
Yep. Ian's in Hawaii. So he's on a totally different, he's like, it's 7 o'clock there right now, I think. So he's probably working. There we go. Diana's saying, shoot your shot. Always. That's a good, well, that goes back to the cosmic lottery. You got to shoot your fucking shot.
What? 6 in Hawaii?
Ian. He's on. Oh, was he already commenting on here? That's why I said it.
Yeah.
He made it. What's up, Ian? Party has started. Sorry, I missed that. Right on. Ian, you missed the skinny dipping. We're getting together a big group of people to go skinny dipping. And so if you want to know what makes me smile, that's what it is.
There's that one joke too. It reminds me of Ian.
Which one?
Let's see. What do you get when what do you have when a magician loses his magic? Ian.
What do you get when you have a magician who loses his magic? Ian. I didn't get that at first. I had to like think about it.
If you write it down, it makes
sense.
easier.
Yeah,
It's
it makes
easier.
sense. Ian.
But maybe Ian will get it.
Yeah, well, it's hot. Natalie Coots is saying, "Get it while it's hot." 100%.
Spicy.
Okay, so we're gonna get to the last question. Last question of the night.
These nuts.
Whoa.
Okay, I love that one. I love pushing the buttons. You're looking at it.
I don't even know what they said.
I feel like you want to push one.
I do. What's this?
Just don't push that one.
That one?
Don't push that one.
Why?
Just cause.
Why?
Don't push it.
I'm pushing it.
See, I fucking seriously told him not to push it. He still pushes it, and that's why I told him not to push it, because I knew he would. You know what I love?
What's the fucking Ferris Bueller one?
The Freedom ones. That one is what gets me booed off YouTube because it's copywritten.
Oh.
But you can do this.
You can't handle the truth.
You sober now?
No, now, yeah.
Oh, you can mix them all up, huh?
Got him.
Got him.
Okay, last question, guys. You guys ready for this? You ladies, you males and females. Man, I'm getting all kinds of fucking politically correct. Guys and gals, when was the last time you tried something new, and what was it? Tonight, we tried something new. Of course, I can never keep it lit because I talk so much. These are 187s. I forget the cigar company that makes them, but I actually really enjoyed it.
I did
What
too.
little bit did I smoke? I smoked about a quarter of it. I'll get back to it.
I got all mine.
I'll get back to it. That was pretty good. I actually enjoyed that one a lot.
Ian's skinny dipping in Hawaii.
100%. We're all making a trip. We're doing it. 100%. That is, yeah. We don't have to go to Lolly's backyard. We're going to Ian's backyard.
Send some videos.
Yep.
Ian.
So when was the last time you tried something new, and what was it? I'm just gonna say this cigar, this fine cigar. Also, it's kind of new for us to live stream here. We've never done this before. I don't think.
No.
I mean, we've spent a lot of time in this
First
room,
time.
but we've never live streamed here. You can't really see the background right now because when there's two of us, it's kind of
Can't.
here. Let me get out of the way.
We just fucking built this thing.
There we go. I'll do this. Yeah. So this is all.
It's too dark.
Yeah, you can't really see it. Next time we'll set it up so you guys can see it. This was kind of a short notice to have two people on. I'm always happy to have Sheldon on. So actually, you know what? I met one of your friends today.
My friend?
Yeah.
Who?
Kennedy. It was pretty cool. He was like, yeah, Sheldon's like family to me.
Kennedy who?
Steve.
Oh,
So
really?
he's all, yeah. He's like family, so family's family.
He's a cool cat.
Yeah, he's cool. He talked highly of you.
Did he?
Let's see here. And that's an open question. Okay, guys. So thank you for your guys' comments. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for leaving responses to the asked questions online. For being episode 45, I think I'm becoming quite well versed in doing this whole live thing and hopefully entertaining you guys. Hopefully you get something out of it. Hopefully you enjoy it and you have fun. I always like hearing from you, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's weird when people say the bottom of your heart.
Top.
Shouldn't it be like at the top of my heart?
Top.
It's like the
Middle?
bottom, like I put you back there.
Center?
Like I buried you.
Center.
The center of my heart.
Center
from
of
the
my
outside of my heart. And yeah, so if you guys want to see more Sheldon, slip into the DMs. Find Sheldon at Deadwood Crafts on Instagram. Find him on Facebook at Sheldon Honez, Sheldon Jones, and let him know that he's a great co-host because he doesn't think he is. And encourage him to do this more with me because I think it would be fun. Even if you don't want to be on it, I still think there should be a Shelly cam. I've been talking about it for years. We need you to have your own chair. This is what we're going to do. We're going to give you your own fucking spot.
Just give me a mic and no camera.
No, we're going to give you a camera and a mic. And you're going to have your own chair. You're going to have a cigar. You're going to have your own ashtray. You're going to have your own bottle.
Sounds perfect.
Okay. And that's going to be it. You're going to be not the guy in the corner. That sounds bad, but you're going to be the co-host.
I'll be between the two ferns.
We're in front of one fern.
Next to a banana plant.
Brody Jade said Van Bros.
Van Bros for life.
Yep. Heather said Van Bros podcast coming soon.
Whoa.
We should, you know what? We should do a whole fucking episode about building our vans. That'd be super cool.
Go camping and film that.
You know what? We'll make a video. We'll do it live.
How great was that one on our birthday?
Oh my God, that was so good.
The river.
Turning 40.
Oh my God.
Dude, that was
hypothermia.
Yep, the hypothermia was great. I've
Except the
gotten hypothermia like 2 or 3 times since we've been friends with you. It's great.
It's not my fault.
I don't mind it at all. I recovered. I'm still here.
It was the smoke, though.
One of these days, I'm gonna fucking push it. What happened to Josh? Well, Sheldon broke his van, and Josh got hypothermia. That's what's gonna happen. That's how we're gonna end.
Need to tell that story.
Yes. No. Maybe one day we'll get into one episode where we tell all, but not now. Let's wait till we get a little more seasoned. Rochelle said, "I love when you have Shelly on. The Shelly cam must stick," and I totally agree. I agree. You should be on here more. Ashley, thanks for agreeing. Danbury loves when you're on. Kimmy says they the best. They best do it.
100%. They best do it.
Yes. Let's see here.
Chunky deep ping is going to.
It's so fun to read these comments sometimes.
When our skinny dropping or
Skinny
chunk
dropping.
deep ping.
Okay, so anyway, this is episode 45. Sheldon, thank you for being on here. Thank you guys. We got to get him to bed and you guys to practice your skinny dipping skills. You guys know what the drill is. Every Wednesday we do this Q&A. It's going to be live here on YouTube. It's where it's going to live. And I'm going to start doing, as I always promise, more episodes in the future, hopefully that aren't always live. We're going to actually be recording videos too, and not just always doing this. This is just getting me prepared for that experience. I also really look forward to having some of my assistants at the shop start cutting up these episodes and making them segments. So when you guys ask questions, the segments are going to be turned into when we go on to a question for more than a few minutes. They're going to take that, make a title, what's your favorite, whatever the question's asked, and we're going to put them as short clips. So we look forward to doing that for you guys too. And also,
So you need the answers in advance, or the questions in advance.
No, because what we'll do after it's done, what I'm going to start doing is the questions when they're asked, I'm going to bring them up on the screen, or whoever's editing the videos, we're going to send them the question that was asked so they can actually see it while we're answering it. So it's at the bottom of the screen, so they don't just randomly think we're talking about bullshit. So anyway, lots of more new stuff coming soon. I think a few episodes that are in the works, especially because of Sheldon. Natalie is agreeing. It'd be really cool to do some van videos where maybe, you know what we should do? We should fucking live stream in the van. We should totally do that.
Let's fucking do
Just
it.
bring it out into the shop right here and we'll pull the vans in.
Oh, let's go to the fucking
Or we could do that.
mountains.
We could do that.
Can't you film everything from your phone and then?
We can. Yes, we sure can. We could do all kinds of fun stuff. We should also do a couple of Try Not to Laugh episodes because that was super fun with the kids.
That's great.
And I also think a couple of reviews. Like we'll look at some of our old videos like we did that one time and bring them up and talk about the details behind the scenes. That shit was fun.
Of what?
Where we watch a video, which I could do live here. I could just bring up the video, switch to like a different screen. Like I can go to this screen right here. I screwed that up. This one.
Like
I can go to this screen and we can watch said videos live. So that way,
like we did when we went to the park.
Yep, when I went to Yosemite, 100%. We had a mouse in my sleeping bag.
And I had a toothpick in my hair.
I had a toothpick in my hair. You guys missed that episode.
Toothpick in my hair.
Yep, my favorite one was the walrus on Glass Beach. Fuck, there's so many good memories, guys. You got to stay tuned. We're gonna bring you all kinds of fun stuff in the future. Thanks for hanging on. Thanks for joining us in episode 45. That's a lot of episodes. You guys are some fucking diehards. You should get some sort of star. We're going to get you some gold stars. Yeah.
Hand out merch.
Just start giving shit away.
Yeah.
I don't even make money yet on here.
I'm
going to add a Patreon button or whatever it's called, like the payment buttons where people can donate. Because if you guys start donating, I don't know if I'm not going to push it, but if you guys want to donate to the show, we could eventually start expanding. As we expand, you can get more of us. And if you want more of us, you got to pay to play, baby. So, Christy, thanks for being on here. Ian, Dambria, Brody, Natalie, I can't name everybody. Lenore, Kimmy, I'm going to name everybody. Rochelle, Christy, I said that already. Heather, all you people that were on here tonight, thank you so very much. Thanks for being with us till the end. Mama, thanks for being on here. Sheldon, thanks for joining me. Episode 45, Joshua Farmer, Sheldon Hones, we out.
He said, that would deep breaths. All right, later.
Goodbye, Linda.
Bye, Linda.